literally go down to my blinking ankles. Some teachers just really get on my nerves, you know? I don't know what planet they're on, but they definitely are just built different. Here's an example. When you need to go to the toilet, you politely put your hand up and say, "Miss, can I go to the toilet?" "No, you should have gone at lunch." "I'm sorry, Karen, but I can't control my bladder. You know, at lunch, when I'm eating and drinking, it gets digested, and then later on, I need to go to the toilet. It will take me 5 minutes at max. Probably not even 5 minutes. Considering our lessons are like an hour long, I'm sure that's not too much of an issue, is it?" And then sometimes they're just like, "Okay, but you need to wait until so-and-so gets back." I need to go to the toilet. I don't care about talking to anyone. I want to go to the toilet. I don't care about that. What do you think we're going to do in there? Just sit and chat for the rest of the lesson? No. And then they're like, "Don't want you having a bit of a mother's meeting in there." Oh my God. And the scariest thing in school is when they put the I can't even say it, name on the board. Is it just me? Like, when you're watching YouTube or like anything that has adverts, and an advert pops up, and it's just like, "Reading's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard to read." It's like, no! I don't want Grammarly! I can write! I can read! I don't need this! And then it has the audacity to be like, "Are you sure you want to skip this advert?" "Yes, I'm sure I want to skip it!" So here's a little story time for you guys. When I originally made this account, I was gonna make it like one of those commentary videos, where people like take bad videos and like talk seriously about them, about why it's wrong. And it's definitely not turned into that account. My first video actually got taken down for online bullying. I wasn't even being mean to anyone. And I was like, this is rubbish. I'm just gonna post a random video about my mum. And then I logged out. And then it kind of blew up. So I logged back in and I was like, you know what? Let's keep this account. It's kind of weird because I wasn't like trying to gain anything from this account, but I ended up getting quite a lot, and I'm really thankful for it. But I kind of forgot that I originally had this account for that. Hello. I have a really funny story time to tell you all. So yeah, so I was playing Tower of Hell, and I was on like the pro towers, and when I got to the top, there was like this whole entire gang of like copy and pastes, and they full on like, they started attacking me. Well, not attacking me, but they were literally saying like, "Oh my God, imagine having that style." So I decided to ask them if they had TikTok, and they said yes. So I asked them like, what's their users and how many followers they have and all that jazz. And they told me they aren't going to tell me the user, but they said they had 2,000 followers, which is apparently more than I have.
When I was 12, I used to write sexual stories on Wattpad. This boy named Justin Bieber added me as a friend, and he had Justin Bieber as a profile picture and everything. He messaged me and said I was cute and that he was the real Justin Bieber. I believed him and we started online dating, and I told everyone at school I was dating Justin Bieber, and I showed our messages to everyone every day. He said he wanted to meet up after school in the car park, and I said okay. I told everyone he wants to meet me after school, and everyone got so jealous. I got to the car park and I see a 50-year-old man wave at me, and he called me over. I said, "Do you know where Justin Bieber is?" And he said that he's Justin's dad and that he will take me back to his mansion to meet him.
Last night I was lying in bed and I realised something. You know when you hate your siblings? Yeah, we all do. And then you're like, "Oh, well, you're the adopted one." And you don't really mean it. It's kind of a joke. But like, my brother's actually adopted. So I'd be really mean if I went up to him and be like, "Oh, you're the adopted sibling."
A few days ago, my mom asked me if I know what WAP means. She said she sees it all over Facebook and that she's tired of it. I said it means waffles and pancakes, and that's what I'm going to make for breakfast. She said, "Oh yum," and walked off. I ended up making them because I promised, even though I know that's not what WAP stands for. She ate them and loved them, and she put a picture up of me when I was making them. She captioned it, "I just gobbled up my daughter's web. It was scrumptious." People were laughing in the comment section and she didn't know why. She was replying back to everyone saying, "What's wrong with eating my daughter's web?" The post got removed because of community guidelines.
Who remembers in primary school it would be home time and all the parents are standing outside waiting for the teacher to let you go? And then suddenly a very, very serious crime happens in the classroom. Your teacher has discovered that there is one glue stick without a lid on it. She would say, excuse me everyone, where is the missing glue stick lid? You are not leaving until somebody finds it. Everyone is on their hands and knees, desperate to find the stupid piece of plastic. Like love, it's only a piece of plastic. Nobody wants to steal it. No one wants to sell it. It's worthless.
I'm Debbie and this is my story. One day I was in my English class watching a movie about Shakespeare. I had beans and coffee before school. The most deadliest combination. It wasn't even that long before my stomach started rumbling when I got into class. The movie was really loud and I sat at the back of the class, so I thought it would be my perfect chance to let out the most bubbly fart so no one could hear it over the sound of the movie. As soon as I was about to do it, my teacher paused the movie to explain a scene, and that's when I let out the most soggy doggy, butchered froggy, shit comes out loggy, made the room foggy, so loud you would think it was the 4th of July. I swear to God, one kid sitting next to the window opened the blinds because he thought he heard a thunderstorm outside. I dropped my books on the floor in hope of a save, thinking that people would have thought the sound was my books dropping. But that's when the creamy lumps fell out of my pants onto the floor. I ran out crying to the bathroom and called my mom, and she took me home and got me new clothes. I had to go back to school the next day and everyone was laughing at me and was calling me Diarrhea Debbie.
Don't tell me you've never had a friend like this. So, you'd be going out with them, like to the park or just for a walk or something, and it just happens that your crush is coming along. You know, you're all excited. You know, everything's fine until your friend and your crush start flirting. And the worst part about it is they know that that is your crush. And they're like chasing each other, telling you embarrassing moments that you trusted them with, and just fully leaving you out of the conversation. And you're just stood there like, but in your head you're like, sis, don't act like I won't just walk home. I don't care if you're in the middle of the forest, okay? Here's another example. You're going out with another friend. It's just supposed to be the two of you. It's supposed to be a nice best friend day. But no, Tracy over there wants to pop along on your nice walk. Then boom, it's like you're not even there. It's like you're a ghost. It's just them two making TikToks together and not even asking you to be in them. You know, friends like this get on my nerves. I swear to God, if you're like this, I actually hate you. And I have lost so many friends to this.
One time when I was little, I thought I could talk to trees because I had no friends. And I used to sit by them and say things, and one day I was talking to my tree friend called Kevin, and this girl went up to me and said, "Are you talking to that tree, freak?" And I started crying and hugged onto the tree. And while she was laughing, one of the branches fell on the girl's head. Since I don't go to in-person school, I stay online and do school on Zoom. I thought being online was very convenient because I could bring my tablet anywhere with me and still be in school. One time when I was on my lunch break, my mom went to get me a taco from Taco Bell because my other option was McDisgusting, and God knows that I would rather die than to eat that shit. I went to go get my food from the kitchen and went up to join my class because my lunch break was over. I was eating the taco and all of a sudden my stomach started to boom boom shakalaka grumble bumble. In my head I was just like, I can just bring my tablet to the bathroom with me while I shit. So I did that. I placed my tablet against the wall facing me and I took a shit. The shit literally shot out of my asshole faster than the earth could orbit around the sun. I did the most runny gunny, faster than a bunny, bees making honey. It spent my money. I was far from done me. I wasn't funny. Chubby bunny, outside was sunny, extremely smelly, wiggled like jelly, traumatized Kelly, welly belly Nelly, fly in a heli, cell phone telly, scared my cat Shelly, petroleum jelly. People started laughing, but I thought the teacher said something funny. Then the teacher said, "Sophia, you had all of lunch break to use the bathroom and you choose to not only do it during class but to also show us all too." I froze for a good 3 seconds because of how embarrassed I was. I fell face first into the floor and left the Zoom and turned my tablet off. I stayed there with my face in the floor for like 3 minutes just taking in what I just did. I didn't go back to school for like 3 weeks. When I decided to go back, people called me Sophia Diarrhea.
So you know when you're playing RoBlOx with your friends and they're like, "Oh, what game do you want to play?" And you're like, "Oh, I don't mind, you pick." And they're like, "Oh no, I picked last night, you picked tonight." So you just pick a random game. Let's use Murder Mystery, for example. And you're like, "Oh, let's play Murder Mystery." And then your friend's like, "I don't like that game." Well, don't tell me to pick the game then. If you don't like the game that I want to play, don't ask me to pick the game in the first place if you're not gonna play the game I want to play. So then you suggest another game, like, "Oh, let's play Royal High." I don't like Royal High. No. If you want me to pick the game, you gotta be happy with the things that I tell you. You gotta be happy with the game that I pick. Because if you're just gonna say no to all the games that I pick, what's the point in asking me to pick? Chloe, I know you're probably gonna see this, and I know you're listening to this.
I will come for you and I will find you.
My mom told me and my siblings that she had saved up enough money to buy her dream car. We were like, yes, queen, period. Anyways, after she picked up her new whip, she took us and we got some yummy McDonald's. My phone was on Bluetooth and we were blasting music and having a full-on karaoke session and all that fun shit, but of course I had to fucking spill my Coke, but my mom said it's no big deal, but I expected a whooping. The next day while she was cleaning her car, we had to go outside because we had a cleaner. I was learning the new WAP dance and didn't realize my phone was still on Bluetooth. So this is what my mom heard.
Now from the top, make it drop, that's a wet, that's a wet. And I get a bucket and a mop, that's a wet, that's a wet. I'm talking wop, wop, wop.
My siblings were laughing like, bitch, fucking shut up. My mom asked what WAP means and I had to go with the classic, and told her it meant waffles and pancakes, smirking face. The next day she went shopping with my stepdad. Me and my siblings woke up with waffles and pancakes and had a note that said, had to go to the shops, hope y'all enjoy the WAP. We were all laughing on... I have a story. One day in 5th grade we were on a field trip. On the bus I was sitting next to this weird girl named Patty McBerry. For some fucking reason Patty was so excited about the trip. We were going to a fucking museum. What the actual fuck, who likes museums? They are so fucking boring. Anyway, halfway through the trip Patty McBerry started coughing viciously. She had a seizure due to overexcitement. She was shaking from happiness for the rest of the ride. When we got there Patty McBerry ran out of that bus faster than coronavirus spreads. She fainted because she was so excited. The tour guide had to hold on to Patty while he showed us around because she was too hyper. Out of nowhere, Patty McBerry broke free and ran right to the live animal section. She went to the gorilla's enclosure and smushed her face against the cage wall. Then out of nowhere she starts climbing up the fucking wall. Patty McBerry jumped into the enclosure and tackled the gorilla out of excitement. The gorilla ate Patty and she died.
Hello everybody. So I don't know if this is just me, but in primary school we used to have this big wooden climbing frame thing. Like it had ropes and like a ladder rung so you could kind of climb up it sort of thing. Let me just show you what I mean. Yeah, so that's what I mean, and everybody was always like, oh miss, can we use it in PE or games, whatever you want to call it, and she would always be like, okay, we'll use it next lesson, I promise. And let me tell you, we never used that thing. It literally just sat there like it was a piece of display. Like, that thing never moved and nobody ever touched it, so I don't know what that was about.
I swear, it can't be just me. You miss one day of school, and then the teachers let you go home early and it hasn't even been half a day. Ariana Grande shows up to teach your music lesson. There's a massive water balloon fight at lunchtime. All sorts of tea, nothing compared to what you've seen before. Movies in English, along with a school trip to a theme park. You meet famous TikTokers and get their merch for free. And then you never hear the end of the day you missed again.
Time when I was eating a taco with beans in it, my stomach started to grumble bumble. I tried running to the bathroom but I didn't make it in time. I pulled the most sticky icky, came out quicky, please don't licky, azalea icky, menage nicky, don't tell Vicky, look it up on wiki. It was very sloppy, very floppy, like a grass hoppy, it wouldn't stoppy, give me a moppy, it was very clumpy, extraordinarily bumpy, Humpty Dumpty, Donald Trumpy, made me jumpy, made me grumpy, extremely slimy, made me climby, not so limey, smelled real bad, according to dad, I need a pad, don't tell Chad, made me sad, totally rad, biggest shit I've ever had, not so glad, help me please, made me freeze, gave me fleas, air Febreze, a chew sneeze, ABCs, made me wheeze, it was fast, like a ghast, it long lasted, I need an asshole cast, came out full blast, on the forecast, I was harassed, vigorously smelly, welly deli belly, smelled like New Delhi, looked like a pork belly, Rixie Skelly, don't tell Ellie shit I've ever done, turns out I have bowel cancer.
I know that I cannot be the only one where you're in school and you literally like break your arm or something, or like your knee is split open. There's literally blood everywhere and you're in so much pain. Like you've literally just broken a bone. So then obviously you're going to go to like the school nurse or medical room or whatever. And all they would say is put a wet paper towel on it. You would just stare at her in disgust.
Now when you've just gone on your phone and it's like your first time on it today, then your dad walks in. When they see you, they're always like, ugh,